All right, collectors, thanks for joining me today, January 19th, 2020, for all the goings on, all the news, all the cool stuff. It was very cool stuff today, or this last week from Hasbro. Special props to them for opening their big old ears. I mean, there's only however many thousands of ears they got over there. Hopefully the executive leadership is learning how to listen with these, since, for the better or for worse now, the adult toy segment or demographic, I happen to think it may not be for the best, but for better or worse, I am part of that demographic, is now the largest demographic of toy consumerism that there is out there. And listening to us is probably makes good money sense. I'm still of the opinion that toys are primarily for kids. That's what inspired my imagination. That's what inspires a lot of a kid's imagination, right? I think Hasbro, has to still work on that. And one of the ways to work towards that is to create that wonderful content, that same kind of content that we had in the 80s and early 90s for this younger generation, to pull them in, go to them, go to those channels, those meet those forms of communication that they traffic in, or that they, it's a wrong way to say it, but that they look at, that they levitate to, or gravitate to. So anyways, that's what I would say to that. So Hasbro's had a lot of announcements today. We also had some announcements from McFARLANE, some late breaking stuff from him, and G.I. Joe's been silent for a little while. That's okay. We do have a little bit of news from them, but what else? Yeah, it's been a crazy week. Lots of announcements, lots of cool stuff. We're starting to see everything pick back up, much to the chagrin of my wallet. But and we also had some sad news. So let's get into it. Without further ado, let's get into it. I'm excited to show you the haul. I'm excited to talk about some news. But before we get to, I'm going to spend 30 seconds on this. And it's something that keeps coming up every once in a while. And it's okay if I address it for 30 seconds, because I think sometimes we need to adjust the way our thought patterns work, just for my sake, and for hopefully yours. Because sometimes people leave some funny comments in there. You don't have the effect that you think you're going to have on me. Matter of fact, I have a good chuckle or two to show my family and stuff that this adult person typed in some shenanigans in there. And that is hurt feelings. Let's talk about some hurt feelings. Oh my gosh, you didn't agree that this figure is top dollar. You didn't agree that this figure was the best. That's unacceptable. Dude, what are you doing? How boring a planet would it be if we all had to agree that this one thing, or that we all agreed that this thing was the best, and nobody had any differing opinions? Do not wait for me or for any of these shenaniganized toy tubers to tell you if a figure's great or if you like it. Don't. If you're waiting for my permission to like something, you're going to be waiting a long doggone time. My opinions are my opinions, and everybody's got one, just like that other thing. So, it is what it is. I come to you and report some stuff from what I like, and on occasion some toy news that I curated for you. It's okay. I don't like certain things. You don't like certain things. And guess what? It's okay. Don't pop a blood vessel over it. Don't go bananas. It's fine. Here's another thing. I give you permission to like anything that makes you happy. There, if anybody's waiting for it. Anyways, Diamond Comic Distributors. I have seen Diamond Comic Distributors, their toys, the results of their labor, since I was a child. So to see them in bankruptcy, it scares me a little. It makes me sad more than scares me. It makes me sad because it feels like all the things that I loved as a child are starting to die away, right? We got a lot of things that have passed on. Toys R Us being the biggest shock to me. I hate really what happened to them. That the way that the stock market played their shenanigans, or that investment group did their shenanigans, is absolutely criminal. But hey, it was legal. And as I've always said, companies are not moral things. They get away with what is legal. Morality rarely plays a role in it. So, if you find a company that's moral, then you should probably thank your, lucky stars and continue on with it. Anyways, like I said, Diamond Distributors bankruptcy situation. I hope they find a buyer. I hope they find some much needed help and get back on their feet. I hope their leadership is able to reconstruct that. So usually when you file that, you're in trouble and you've got a lot of leeway to reorganize and restructure everything. I'm sad to everybody who's affected by that as well, because it's in the toy industry and it's probably going to have somewhat of an impact on our collection hobby. So, all right, let's move on to some fun news. Get past that. Mezco, every time I think I'm out of Mezco's shenanigans, they pull me back in. They just reel me back in. I can't quit you, Mezco. As much as I want to, I can't. You every once in a while you put out a real stinker, but then you pull me back in with some really cool stuff. Anyways, Mezco Toy Fair 2025, February 8th and 9th. They're going to have some really cool announcements. I'll be there. I can't help but love that stupid, backwards, non-communicative company. It's a love-hate relationship with those guys. Anyways, I am looking forward to it. G.I. Joe news. Let's just talk a little bit about that. And it's a little bit of a rehash, but Xandar, Saw Viper, Leatherneck, and one of my personal favorite G.I. Joes, which is Dial Tone. Maybe because I identify with him most. My job in the Army is probably closest to what he did than anybody else's. Just very, very close. And so maybe I identify with him the most because of that. So anyways, I'm looking forward to my Dial Tones, and I'm going to take the head that I got made from Hasbro and stick it on him. So I'll be Dial Tone with a little beret and everything. I did get to wear a beret in the Army, by the way. Anyways, what color could it have been, I wonder? All right. So that's all those guys are shipping out. So Dial Tone was delayed, but DJC Collectibles, I'm not sponsored by them at all. I told you, and I even gave you guys the list of all the companies that I use or stores that I use, to secure some of my product. They had some on order, I believe, and I pulled the trigger on that. So it's coming from Canada. Our Canadian neighbors, brothers, whatever. Like I said, our Canadian neighbors have always, well, not always, but they've always been there to join us in a fight, usually. So they're cool guys, those Canadians. They're all right, I'm telling you. What else do we got? Just a little bit of a rehash with Ramar. Sounds like, what was it called? Raston, that video game that was back here. I didn't play it, but I didn't have it playing, but I used to like that game. It was very hard. I'm not going to pick that one up. It's a Super 7 thing. Super 7. But here's the thing. I will be picking up the Fatal Flurry. I've seen a few people already find it in the wild. I have seen a few people already find it in the wild. And I probably will be picking it up because I don't know. Hasbro, can you give us an MTO for this? That would be amazing. I think you would find that there would be quite a few of us who'd want it. Don't do a HasLab on it because that would fail. But if you did an MTO, that would work. Or just release it as a regular release. I think that might also be good. Gridiron, G.I. Joe adjacent. They're putting out some new vaulted items, right? Some of those items that they've stopped manufacturing for whatever reason. They were too old or they weren't selling, well, whatever. I know a lot of people said, hey, I'd like to see this, item come back. And boom, here, they said, yeah, we'll be rotating some of that stock in and out. Some old stuff we'll bring back that's in the vault and you can do it. So anyways, they're going to be doing a bunch of that stuff, which is really cool. I dig it. Now, let's get into some of the biggest news that we have from Hasbro, which is the, just slew of fantastically announced figures. I think this is a really good wave for Hasbro, especially one specific figure. But anyways, here's Jean Grey as she appeared for X Factor. She's got the new body, the twist at the torso, and then the what is it called, that particular joint at the waist. It's not a cut at the waist, although I wish they would probably put like a ball joint at the waist instead of that joint there. I think if they did both of those, right? They put that flex joint and then a ball down there at the waist, that would be amazing. But anyways, if I see this Jean out in the wild, I'll pick her up. I'm not necessarily wanting this figure, but I think it's well done. So if I see it out there, I'll pick it up. Target exclusive though, so pre-order soon. What I also learned is that some of these figures the price might go up, might take a little bit of a tick up in price. I would tell you I'm okay with them ticking up in price if and only if it means additional articulation or better articulation. I'm okay with that. 0.5, or I mean not a 0.5, but a 5%, 10% increase for an additional articulation that we've been clamoring for. I'm okay with that. It all goes back to a question that was asked. Hey, would you rather have 50 okay figures or 10 really great figures? And, we said 10 really great figures. And then they were shocked. It's really about quality for when you're a collector, right? Who wants 50 truckloads of trash when you can have 10 truckloads of gold, right? I think it makes better sense for Hasbro. I don't know, maybe they're just not the way they think. But again, for better or for worse, adults are the largest demographic. Open your ears. Let's see, what else? It's free research. Banshee. I'm not necessarily looking forward to this figure, but a lot of you guys like this particular character. I'm all right with Banshee. If I see him out there in the wild, I'll probably pick one of him up. I like the retro card look though. It's funny how they're trying to make the comic book not the comic book. They're really trying hard not to copy McFARLANE on this one. And I like companies fighting and competing for innovative ideas. Although Hasbro, this is not innovative. This is not original. McFarlane beat you at this one. This one McFarlane beat you at. So anyways, here's Banshee. Here's the figure and here's his, packaging. I like the packaging. I really think that the packaging is done well. Let's talk a little bit about Miles. That's the other figure that's being released by Hasbro this week, or soon. Pre-orders to open up soon. Miles has got some amazing poses, as you can see here. He can strike some great poses. But some people were complaining about that hip area. I mean, it is an interesting anatomical. I think they might have done better. They could have designed that better. They just really could have. They could have done it better. I just think it's anatomically, it just sticks out and it looks weird, right? So to me, they could have done better with that. Am I going to pick it up? I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to pick up this Miles. Maybe for the head sculpt, maybe. But I don't know. We'll see how it goes with him. So anyway, here's the packaging. Here's the packaging for him. Iron Man, Ultimate Iron Man. I'm not really excited about this one. If I see it out in the wild, I'll pick it up. I'll probably pick this one up before I pick Miles up because I already got a few Miles out there already. But yeah, this Ultimate Iron Man, I'll pick it up, but I'm not super excited for it. So there's that. Adam Warlock, yes, I do think Adam Warlock is really cool. I will be picking this figure up. I just, oh, those plastic capes. But at least this one's open, so he's not coned up like an idiot. As you can see, a lot of the coned up figures don't do very well, Hasbro. A lot of coned up figures don't do well when you cone them up in a plastic sheath. At least you didn't do that here, which is good. So, and I like the character of Adam Warlock. So anyways, here's the packaging for him. It looks great. It looks great. He comes with the Infinity Gauntlet. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, I'm digging it. I'll probably pre-order that one. And we also have Dakin. I have no nostalgia pull to Dakin, and I never read any stories of him. Looks cool. I know he's Wolverine's son. I don't know if he's like biological or anything, because was he made in a test tube like X-23, or was, I don't know. I don't know. You guys can tell me in the comments below, but I have no nostalgia to Dakin. So there he is. There's his packaging. Buy him if you want. Buy him if he makes you happy. I'll be skipping. Let's see what else. You got Rom. Now Rom I will probably pick up, because this is probably the first well-done figure. Although some people are saying that he has female legs. I think they are, I don't know whose legs they are. I don't know whose legs that they said that they were. But anyways, I like Rom, and I like the designed body, and I like how he looks. So here's a picture of his packaging. Yeah, I like Rom. I happened to see him in several comic books and read about him, so I will be picking him up. I dig him. So now let's get to what we all owe a great debt of gratitude to: the pants of the lasers. But seriously, Pulse, Hasbro Pulse, and I mean that pants of the lasers, or Mr. Ryan Laser's pants, with all humility. We're just having fun here. But yeah, again, we've been saying this for a long time. We know Hasbro can do this. We know you can compete with Mafex figures. We know. You just sometimes don't. I don't know if you don't want to, or just are cheap. Maybe cheap. Maybe you're just cheap. Or you don't do it. But this is going to be a sellout. This is going to be one of the most hotly anticipated designs of Spider-Man that in recent memory right now. I mean, I think the last one that you did that caused this, well, near this much ruckus, because I don't know if it had this much ruckus when it came, was the what was it, the Spider-Man with the toes that bent up. I don't know, I forgot what it was called, but I'll have a picture of it up here. But that particular Spider-Man, people went crazy for, right? And then there was some controversy over how much it cost too. But I didn't mind paying if it's for better articulation. Get it through your skulls. Not unreasonable, right? I don't want you to be hitting up, well, it was more articulation, so that's $50 for this joint. No. Come on, be reasonable. We're not idiots out here. So, but this one, this Spider-Man comes with a lot of accessories. Comes with tremendous articulation. Just a lot of good stuff here. My hope is that he's under $35. If Hasbro can hit that with this figure, it's a sellout. It's a sellout. So look at these poses. Like this first pose here, this is a very McFARLANE-esque pose. This is what those anatomically incorrect McFARLANE-esque pose that we fell in love with back in the 80s and 90s, right? So this is what we've been asking for. So it's not impossible. Sentinel does it. Mafex does it. So Hasbro, I know you're a bigger company. Why can't you do it? Well, here's proof that you can. Here's another perfect, iconic pose of Spider-Man standing up there, on his, hands and feet looking over the city. Ooh, looking great. And then another one of him swinging, or kind of shooting his thwip web out there. Just great. It looks great, man. Hasbro, I mean, seriously, this is all we wanted. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be a sellout. I'm going to be ordering like 85 of them. I'm kidding. But I'm going to be ordering quite a few of these Spideys just because I love this Spider-Man, you know, one to rock, one to stock, one to customize, and another one to customize, and another one just to have for fun. So this is going to be a great Spidey. What else do we have? Electro? Marvels, I think this is the MCU Electro. I'm not super excited. I like Jamie Foxx, but I don't need this one. I don't need this Electro. I'm more of a fan of the comic book Electro. So I don't need this one, although it looks cool, but I'm just not drawn into it. So January 30th, beginning at 1 p.m. you can order that guy. So mainline retailers. All right, moving on. Now, McFarlane put out a bunch of new stuff. I forgot the show that he was at, or that he's at. Somewhere in California, Lower California, there's a show going on. And he, you know, this is some of the, you know, some of the figures that we've been getting. I think Ahsoka the Geek provided these figures. So number one, I want to try to give credit to whoever provided these figures. So here's Tempest, kind of blurry, but regardless, there it is. Excuse me, I'm not particularly familiar with Tempest, but there he is. And then Mr. Freeze, just kidding, it's Captain Cold. Sometimes I get those two mixed up. You know, I'm older, so sometimes I'm gonna get that stuff wrong. But anyways, that's Captain Cold there. He looks cool, he looks really cool. Matter of fact, I may pick this one up. Even though I've always said if the value is there, I will pay the money for it. And here you get a couple of head sculpts, you get a couple of hands, you get like some weapons. It's worth it. You've got, you know, you got some value here. You got some decent articulation. It could be better, McFarlane. It could be better, but it's decent. So yeah, I like it. I like it. Let's see, who else do we have? You have like the very, what is it? Action Comics #1 looking Superman, I think. It's more of an old school like comic. It's not even comic book. I think this is more like the cartoon Superman that we have over here. Looks good. It's a main line. So he's got hands and flying hands. I think with Superman, you always got to have these and a pair of these. But if you have to, you should probably do these because he's always flying. But you really want some of these too, right? Because Superman, I'm glad he included both. So what else do we have here? Guy Gardner causing a little controversy in well, not really. There's no controversy. That haircut, man, is iconic. That Guy Gardner haircut is iconic. So you can't never mistake him for that. You know which Green Lantern it is when you see that bowl haircut. So there he is. What else do they have? This was an interesting Flash. I vaguely remember this version, vaguely, and I want to say it's like an alternate Walter West? I don't know. You know, it's like an alternate version of the Flash, and he had like a little bit more control over the Speed Force. I don't think we've seen very many of this version of the Flash, but unfortunately it doesn't call to me as far as my nostalgia, so I'll pass on this one. But those of you who read the comics and wanted this figure, there you go. I think it's a main line, so it's going to be 20 bucks usually. What else do we have? Oh, how can we forget Power Girl? I will be picking up this version of Power Girl because of the soft goods. More than likely, she's going to be a collector edition. Oh, she is going to be collector edition, 30 bucks. But this looks well done. I wish they would have hidden those joints. Doggone McFarlane. But as it is, it looks really good. So I definitely will be picking this version of Power Girl up. I like it. Well done. Well done. I hope she has different faceplates because here she's looked a little too angry. Just a little too angry. All right. Wow, we got a lot going on here. We got a lot. Still got some more news to go. You know what? My fault. I missed this particular figure. I actually just picked it up for 40 bucks. There was a little bit of a premium on this figure now because it's older and people have started, not older, but it's the word is starting to spread out there that this is a great figure. And that is a figure done, it's called Crazy Figure Body of Girl. And it's LT004. Here's a quick picture of her with all her accessories. I'm gonna move through it quickly because it's a little risque. So here's a picture of it, and then we'll move on to the next picture. So you get a lot of accessories with it, but the great part of it is you can pop that head off and put like different vests from like Valaverse or some of the Marvel Legends stuff that we've gotten, or equip her up. And she looks great. She looks really great, and she's got a lot of flexibility. So as far as a super articulated female like military figure, I missed this one. I missed the boat on it. I should have picked her up, and you could have a different head sculpt on her. I mean, just great, just great. And you know, she comes in that bodysuit, which you can armor up a little. You can give her some weapons, and then you can even put her. I think I have a couple of jackets for females too, so you can do that. And then she comes with those shoes. I mean, she looks great. If you know, here's another one how flexible she is up there. But yeah, the great figure. I would say go out and pick this one up if you're a fan. If you want that military style, super articulated female figure. So looks great. On to Super 7 and another release of deep cut. Well, maybe it's not that deep. Of Thundercats, right? You got Berserker Cruncher, Mule. Who's that other guy? Safari Joe and Nada, I think is her name. I don't remember these figures. I don't remember these characters. I take it back. I think I remember Berserker Cruncher, but I do not remember the other ones. Sorry. But yeah, I'm not picking any of these up, but I know some of you guys are hardcore Thundercats fans. And right now, Super 7 seems to be the only company that's doing them any justice or even producing these. I love Thundercats. I loved them. But I've already got all my core characters to include, what's his name? Snarf. There he is, Snarf. I'm good. I'm good. I don't need any more. All right. Moving on, MOTU, my MOTU fans out there. I am also a MOTU fan, but not a deep cut MOTU fan, a core MOTU fan. $20 for this Mattel exclusive Rio Blast. For some reason, I want to say I remember him, but not enough to order him. So there you go, Mattel exclusive. He will not be in stores. He will not be, you know, all over the place. Yeah, if you want him, you got to go to Mattel Creations website and order him, I believe. All right. I jumped around on Super 7. One other thing from Super 7 is that they're going to put out this Dungeons and Dragons skeleton thing, but it's got a gimmick to it, and this is kind of cool, and this is why I'm mentioning it. The gimmick is it glows in the dark, so that's kind of neat. I know a lot of you, including me, like some gimmicky glow in the dark BS, so there you go. Am I going to pick it up? I haven't made up my mind yet. All right, moving on from that, NECA is going to put out the Howling Wolf. How does it compare to, what's his name, Veteran Williams? Probably doesn't. But it's another werewolf, man. You can never have enough werewolf action figures out there. So if I see them out there, I'm going to pick them up. I just like werewolves. They're cool. I like werewolves more than I like Draculas. That's just me. I'm more of Team Werewolf than Team Dracula. That's just me. All right, what else are we gonna see out there? Now, these last two are kind of in the music category, genre. And one of them's a little bit weird. Not really, it's not weird. It calls to me the nostalgia value of it. Well, they're both a little bit off the beaten path is what I should say. They're off the beaten path. Gem. This is something that I would just keep in box and put over in my 80s area that I have, Eddie, retro area, right? And that's Gem, and the movie stars. A Loyal Subject is going to put out hopefully a line, not just stop with just Gem. So here she is. Apparently she's going to be like 12 inches tall, so it's a larger figure. $25 US. if I see her out there, I'll probably pick it up just for nostalgic value. I'm not taking her out or anything. It's just gonna, you know, a lot of you guys know I'm 70, well, about 60% inbox, 40%, you know, take them out and mess around with them. This one is purely for nostalgic value because I admit I watch Gem. So what? Don't care. You cannot watch it if you don't watch it, but I watch it. I thought it was all right. So what's the other thing that is out there? Music Maniacs. They're not very well articulated, but they're still kind of cool. Flava Flav, very iconic rapper. You know, just a fun artist. Flava Flav and his giant clock. I think I don't know if I'm going to pick him up, but I really like that McFarlane is doing this. Do I think the figures could be better articulated? Yes. Do they need to be better articulated? These guys aren't superheroes. You know, usually when I see them, they're moving their hands around, but they're not like the only one. Here's one though that needs to be super articulated, McFarlane. If you're listening, McFarlane, if you do one of David Lee Roth, him and his ninja style kicks, he better be articulated. He better be super articulated because I remember him doing some crazy kicks when David Lee Roth was doing his thing. So he might not be able to do that anymore, but when he was able to, I remember that's when in his heyday, that's what he was doing. All right, guys. Well, that's the news for this week. Your curated news. I know, you know, different guys cover different stuff, but that's what I covered. That's what I'm interested in. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Let's get over to the haul. Real quick, I forgot to talk about the new RoboCop figures coming out. I'm especially looking forward to Emil and Clarence Brodiker. Here's a picture of all the bad guys that are coming out. And here's the name of the company right here that's putting them out. I'll put the name of it here so you guys can know. But also, here's the neat part. All of their packaging is going to come in, what is it? The VHS format. So looking forward to that. That's exciting. So, hey, that's the name of the channel. Anyways, back to it. All right, collectors, let's get to the haul. But before I go there, somebody in the comments mentioned or said, hey, why is this dude always out of breath? I'm not always out of breath, but usually when I'm out of breath, it's because when I go to the stores, not that you deserve an explanation, but I mean, I don't mind telling you why. I park out the furthest I can from the store. There's a reason for that, because I go to so many stores. That's another form of exercise that we all should be doing, maximizing our exercise so you can walk into the store quickly. And usually when I do that, I park far away. I gotta get into the store quickly. I gotta do my hunt and I gotta leave quickly all the way back out. Why? Because I gotta go to work. Because I gotta get moving. Now, during the weekends, you might not see me that much out of breath because I can saunter into the store, sashay, if you will, all the way into the store if I like. So anyways, that's why. I mean, sorry, you know, sometimes I gotta be quick about stuff, and you know, we're not all built with Porsche-like bodies. You know, some of us are built like a Ford Pinto. So anyways, what an analogy. Anyways, let's get to some of the haul here that we've got. Let's start off with deals as we usually do. And one of the deals that we got, it wasn't a super great deal, but it was still a deal. And I was surprised to find some of these retro minis out there. They scale pretty well. Some of the stuff that's in here with 1/112 scale figures. So I picked this up. Usually one of these is like $10, but basically it's like a 2-for-1 because they were $12. So I got two of these, 12 bucks. It's a deal. And then this was the other deal that I got. Now these were for 17 bucks. I picked these up for 17 bucks, I think. Yeah, it was about 17, less than 20. It wasn't very much. I got these off of AliExpress. Boom, the two CT Toys Wolverines. I did a review on this one as it compares to the Secret Wars Wolverine. Go check it out. You might be surprised. Yeah. I ordered more. I'm going to do a review on the other CT toys, including the Ben Riley that just came out. We're going to take a look at those and see if those are any good, you know. For the price point, wow. For the price point, I mean, now keep in mind that when you open these, I would definitely do some work around the joints to make sure that they're not stuck or fused. Because if they feel a little too tight, you keep pushing, pop, then it's over. Then it's $17 into the ether, right? You just gave that up. All right, let's keep going. What's another huge deal? I'm not gonna be mean, Art, but I paid $5 for this. I think a lot of people paid full price for this one. That's the game you play when you do clearance chicken. I played clearance chicken on this one. I wanted it, but I was like, I don't know if that many people want it. And my clearance chicken paid off. I got him. Warlord, Professor X. Boom. $5 on Walmart. All right. And I got that cool head sculpt, man. I like it. All right, now none of these are deals. None of these are deals. All this stuff was full price. And then we'll get to some of the parts that was my favorite and second favorite. I don't know. We'll just get on with it. So here we go. Bret the Hitman Hart. Boom. That's what we found. Here's the UPC code if anybody's looking for that. Yeah, I picked him up. You know, I remember this cat, and I liked him more even after watching, like I said, watching that Netflix episode. I'm not sure I'm supporting him by buying this from McMahon and Mattel, but I imagine we are, though. I don't know, you guys can tell me, but using their likeness is something that they still have to pay for, I believe. So even, you know, in my own way, I just maybe supported him a little there. The other figure I picked up is a Chase Rick Rude. There he is. There's his UPC code if you're looking for it. But there is Mr. Rick Rude with the Chase on there. Great belt, great likeness. So there you go. I dig it. All right, those two guys. And then I've been commenting how it's been real hard to find a Chase of this particular. Last week I found one, and this week I found an even rarer one, an AEW Orange Cassidy. I've got some plans on some trade fodder for this one. I'm looking for some, again, local traders, some local trading folks. All right, what else did we find out there? Well, this one was fun to find. John Wick. It wasn't the one that I was looking for. That I was like, Johnny Lightning, I know they make one, but this is still a great car. I mean, come on, it's a Ford Mustang Boss. Beautiful car. I'm a car fan. I had a Mustang myself, a GT, lots of horsepower. Now I drive a truck, but I like my truck too. It's a nice truck. Anyways, let's move on from that. My racing days, my racing days are over. Cars with a lot of horsepower, when you lose control of them, tend to be scary. So, Triceratops, I picked up, did you guys, I don't know, do you guys want the UPC on? Here's Orange Cassidy's UPC. I'm gonna make it a habit, or as much as I can remember a habit, to show you guys the UPC for these things in the haul. Hopefully you got that. That's for the John Wick car. Triceratops, there you go, baby Triceratops. There's a UPC for it. That way, in case I don't show it to you, when I find it out there in the wild, you get a second shot at it of me doing it here. This came in the mail. Just got it a couple days ago. Saw Viper. You know I was going to get some Joes. There you go. Saw Viper. Responsible for atrocities. You scumbag. And I'm definitely going to do a review on Mr. Zanzibar. I mean Xandar. Zanzibar's another guy. He had Zanzibar. I think there was another guy. He had a different vehicle though. Anyways, I'm gonna do a review on this guy. Looks cool, looks exactly what I remember. I had this figure as a kid. What else do we have? I picked up this guy, Marvel's Falcon. because I think the muted colors will go great with the G.I. Joe team. So I think it's an easy, kind of fit them in there for some whatever or not. There's his UPC code. There you go. Okay. And then finally, my favorite pickups this week. You can't pick these up in stores. Number one, an Action Force Pandora exclusive. I got her, so that's awesome. My favorite pickup though, and I can't believe I hadn't pulled the trigger on this earlier, and this is going to surprise some of you, but I picked up the pink female trooper from Action Force. So I picked it up because it's supporting a good cause, and this is a great figure. So if you haven't picked one up, go hit up Bobby Vala's site. He's still got some, I think. So good cause, great figure. Why not? All right, guys. Well, that's it. That's the haul for this week. What did you guys pick up? Let me know in the comments. How about this? What was your favorite pickup? Did I have the same favorite pickup as you did? This was a long time coming, so probably not. But tell me what your favorite pickup is. And one last question. What is your favorite figure? I probably know already. But what is your favorite Marvel figure that Hasbro just announced is going to come out? You guys know which one it is for me. Of course, it's the Spider-Man, right? They listen to us. But it could be different for some of you guys. Some of you guys are probably like, I already had my fill of Spider-Man. Enough. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, I'll be over at this week. Yes, this week. I will be over at the Metroplex Collectibles Toy Show, divesting myself with deals and steals over there, toys galore, cosplayers, fun, excitement, turtles. Stop on by. Let's talk some toy shenanigans. Grab yourself a free sticker if you mention the channel. Just have some fun. You're among the tribe, right? Let's talk toys. Let's do what we do. What else? I think that's it. Stay tuned. I'm gonna do some more reviews. As I said, like what you like and buy what you like. Don't wait for anybody else to tell you it's okay to do what you want or pick up a specific figure that you like. Just do what makes you happy. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate every single one of you. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. If you keep coming back, watching the show. News, content, reviews, and all that. Why not subscribe? There you go. And as always, special thanks to the members. Their guidance, input, and generosity allow me to bring you better content. All right, guys. Thanks so much. Appreciate every single one of you. And as always, as long as you guys keep watching, I'll keep rolling it out.